Mount Aspiring National Park is home to some of Aotearoa, New Zealand's most magnificent landscapes. A variety of tramping tracks are available to explore the beautiful but equally challenging terrain. Well-prepared trampers can experience it for themselves over a multi-day journey that rivals any fictional adventure. Follow sparkling glacially fed rivers all the way up to the towering mountain peaks on the Rees-Dart Track. The Rees-Dart Track is a 4 to 5 day tramp that takes you up the Rees Valley and then back down the Dart Valley, although it can be walked in reverse. The best time of year to attempt this tramp is from late November to the start of June. It's not recommended to walk outside of this period, as there is often snow cover and complex avalanche terrain exists on multiple parts of the track. Snowy Creek Bridge is an essential track structure that is removed around Queen's birthday and won't return until late spring, when there is no more avalanche threat. Talk to dock staff at the Queenstown Visitor Centre to get the latest track updates, particularly if walking in the shoulder seasons. The average daily summer temperature sits around 5 to 14 degrees, and you can expect approximately 145 days of rain per year. It's important to remember that you are travelling through the Southern Alps, so there is a good chance you will experience heavy rain, strong winds, snow, and freezing temperatures, even in the height of summer. Prepare for these conditions by taking warm and waterproof clothing, as well as a good pair of tramping boots. This is a long trip in remote dynamic valleys, so you'll need to pack an emergency shelter, extra food, and a distress beacon. The start and the end of the walk are very far away from each other and from civilization, so you will need to organise transport for both ends. This can be through a commercial shuttle operator or with some creative thinking. The access roads are long four-wheel drive tracks that aren't suited for low or heavy vehicles. There are also multiple ford crossings which can flood in heavy or consistent rainfall, so avoid using these roads in wet weather. As with all walks and tramps in New Zealand, make sure you leave your intentions with a trusted contact and inform them when you've finished your tramp. You can do this on our Plan My Walk app. It takes the guesswork out of trip planning by bringing together the information you need. It's packed with heaps of useful features to help you create a trip plan to share with others. Download the app or check out planmywalk.nz. Our journey starts at Muddy Creek with a 6 to 8 hour, 19-kilometre walk up the meadow-like valley floor. There isn't a bad view in any direction along here, but this area is a working farm, so respect the leaseholders by sticking to the track and steer clear of any livestock. If in doubt, always follow the orange track markers. There are a few boggy areas where your feet might get wet, but overall this is valley tramping at its finest. As you climb through and above the beech forest, you'll cross several gullies. Many of these are avalanche paths which may still have some snow present through the spring and early summer. Be mindful of avalanche danger here and watch your foot placement on the snow. Before long you'll reach Shelter Rock Hut. This is a great place to stay the night and enjoy the alpine ambience. From Shelter Rock Hut, you will start the climb up to Rees Saddle. There is a lot of elevation to gain, and this will be one of the most exposed parts of the trip, making low visibility, wind, snow, and cold temperatures more of a factor. Heavy rain can also make the creeks impassable and cause flash flooding. Assess the weather before you leave Shelter Rock Hut and stay put if it's not looking good. Otherwise, you can expect a consistent climb up the valley until you get close to the saddle, where the track gets much steeper, just to test your lungs out before you get to the top. On a fine day, this is a nice spot to have lunch. Just put some warm clothes on when you stop, as it's much colder up here. If the weather has taken a turn for the worse, then it will be best to continue on and make progress towards the hut. On the descent, take it one marker pole at a time, as veering off track has resulted in injuries and a fatality in the past. The track takes you past a number of exposed cliffs that could send you into Snowy Creek if you're not careful, so stick to the track and watch your footing. Eventually, you'll reach the Snowy Creek Bridge. Remember, this bridge is removed over winter and much of spring, so check that it's back in place prior to your trip. The descent will continue down the valley until it joins up with the Dart Valley, and this is where you will find Dart Hut. From Dart Hut, you will have the option to take a side trip up to Cascade Saddle for a stunning view of Dart Glacier. This is about 10 kilometres or 4 to 5 hours one way. This is a highly advanced tramping route, and multiple fatalities have occurred here. The main hazards are rivers that can flood, even on a sunny day due to snowmelt, and also a huge, constantly creeping landslide. We have another video on the Cascade Saddle route which goes into more detail about this section. In short, it's best to stick it out in Dart Hut and wait for good weather, and take an emergency shelter and food just in case you get stuck between rising creeks. Whether you take the side trip or not, the next step is to start your walk down the Dart Valley for an 18-kilometre, 5 to 7 hour tramp to Daly's Flat Hut. This is relatively straightforward, and there are top-notch views all around. There are many creeks that can become impassable during heavy rain, so always be prepared to wait it out with an emergency shelter. There is also a rock bivvy located in Cattle Flat, which is an interesting short side trip, but it can also be used to hunker down in. Daly's Flat Hut will be a welcome sight after a long grind down the valley. Just come prepared to fight off the sandflies. Beyond Daly's Flat Hut is an area called Dredging Flat. This is known to flood easily in heavy rain, so consider waiting it out in Daly's Flat Hut if it's raining hard and water levels are high. This section also has patches of quicksand, so stick closely to the track to avoid it. Immediately after this, you'll be walking next to a recently formed lake, thanks to heavy rain in 2015 causing a massive landslip up ahead. The area around the lake and landslip is very dynamic. The track is likely to change as the landscape continually moves, so keep your eyes on the track markers to stay on the right course. There are areas of exposure with steep drop-offs on sandy bluff, so take your time and be sure-footed. The walk out to the car park from Daly's Flat Hut is around 16 kilometres and should take 5.5 to 7.5 hours to complete. The Rees-Dart Track is an outstanding multi-day adventure with landscapes that can only be appreciated in person. Be prepared for a safe trip by only attempting in summer and autumn while the Snowy Creek Bridge is in place, checking in at the Dock Visitor Centre in Queenstown for the latest track conditions, carry a distress beacon, and be prepared to wait out flooded rivers and creeks with an emergency shelter and extra food. Check the weather forecast and aim for the best weather window possible, especially for the day over Rees Saddle. If you're thinking of attempting Cascade Saddle, check out our video on the route. A well-prepared trip allows you to live your own adventure on the Rees-Dart Track.